When the Acolyte was first announced, I'll be honest, based on the description, I was interested. A story about the Sith infiltrating the Jedi at the height of their power sounded like it had potential, but here we are 4 years later, and if it was announced today, I would know better. Barely 2 months before its release, they pumped out a trailer, and man, the people mocking the poster were spot on. This thing looks like a pile of dog crap.
Well, that sucks!
There's barely any story elements to pick up on here other than the fact that the Jedi are being hunted. The average casual fan might actually think this story takes place after the most recent events on the shows and movies, and who could really blame them? Disney sure isn't doing a good job of specifying this is set in the past, and casual fans have no idea about the EU and all the books and games that Disney threw out. That is until they decided they needed them since their ideas were failing. Apparently the assassin we see is one of two twins, one raised by Jedi and one by the Sith. In the mind of Harvey Weinstein's former assistant, this story is like if Frozen and Kill Bill were put together. What in the hell does that even mean? Well, fuck if I know. I guess we should expect the good twin to sing and dance her evil sister into surrendering. This trailer looks like it was made for the TikTok generation. Just a bunch of flashing lights and seemingly deep philosophical quotes that are ultimately just a load of BS.
That is one big pile of shit.
The best example of that nonsense is the line near the end where the dumb girl from Star Wars Celebration says, "This isn't about good or bad. Hey you vapid chick, have you ever even seen a Star Wars movie?" Obviously not, since you thought it was finally time for a female story when we've had nothing but female stories for a decade now. This story has always been about good versus evil. However, in the mind of Harvey Weinstein's former assistant, this was a cool time to explore because the bad guys are the underdogs since they're outnumbered, which is usually a good thing. Big shocker there though, an idiot like that wants to tell a story about misunderstood underdogs rebelling against what will inevitably be revealed to be a corrupt and broken system of Jedi. What a brand new concept. I wonder where she got that idea from.
Is this a joke? Is this a joke?
I've mentioned before how these types of creatives have no morals of their own, which is why they relate to the villains more instead of the heroes who believe in things like honor, respect, and hard work. They want us to believe it too, which is why they try to blur the line so much when it comes to villains, in some failed attempt to make things seem more nuanced when they're absolutely not. They want to force your sense of morality to match their warped one by making it seem like, oh, it's not about good versus evil, these people are just misunderstood. Of course, how could I be so stupid? The person going on a sociopathic killing spree is definitely looking out for the safety and welfare of everyday citizens. How could I have possibly missed that?
You serious?
As everyone's pointed out already, Disney could fill their quotas for the rest of the year with this show. The only white guy in it is referred to by the subtitles as convict. Not a single Jedi Padawan or older Jedi is a white guy. They're either minorities, aliens, or women who are definitely the majority here. It's ironically a hilarious choice in this case because this is supposedly set right before the Sith infiltrate the Jedi and set their plan into motion. So while they wanted to appear like the height of power of the Jedi had all these strong, powerful women in charge, in reality, they were the ones in charge right as it all came crumbling down.
Everything is falling apart.
The action choreography is just terrible. They obviously wanted to imitate the Matrix with Carrie-Anne Moss's scene, but it just looks like she has a rusty metal pipe up her ass since she can barely move. Gotta love when they just throw in these old actors to pick those sweet member berries, and all it does is remind you just how old that person is now. I get not wanting to overuse lightsabers, but if someone who already has a lightsaber is in a fight, they would absolutely pull their weapon out. Again though, they probably thought it would just look cool to do some weird Jedi martial arts instead. This whole trailer tried to invoke a sense of fear, like this was gonna be some kind of horror show, but instead it just fell flat. The villain was not intimidating at all because again, she's fighting a bunch of old people who can either barely turn their bodies or don't even bother using the most powerful weapon in their arsenal. Speaking of fear though, Disney should really be afraid of that dislike ratio. No wonder they waited until 2 months before the show drops to crap this trailer out. Although as we saw with the Marvels, that's not really a winning strategy either. At this point, they're probably used to it, and just letting that sink in for a second really helps remind us all how bad the disconnect is between the paying customer and these weirdo Hollywood creatives.
Well, that sounds terrible.
It is terrible.
In the end, this thing is going to turn out just like every other Star Wars product. The crybaby Twitter stands will go on and on about the vibe of the show and all the queen slaying, but here in the real world, the show is going to bomb spectacularly. Nobody is going to tune in for this crap, and in a few months, even those diehard fans will forget about it. How many people are still talking about Obi-Wan? Or Ahsoka? How about Boba Fett? The fact is, this is just more of the same crap that we've seen fail time and time again. This time is no different because the fact is, Star Wars will never be what it was, and with every new show, more fans are going to realize it's a dead franchise.